The first point is that most students, when they study at other schools, each level they study at is usually 12 weeks. So for example, if you go to another school, if you study elementary or pre-intermediate or intermediate, then usually it's 12 weeks when you study. So it takes sort of a long time to go through that level before you get a chance to level up again. And in Inforum we have two sub-levels. So we have elementary A and elementary B, which are 6 weeks each, and so it's quite different, right? So when students join a level, they don't just join pre-intermediate, they might join pre-intermediate A, or if they're a little bit higher, pre-intermediate B, okay? So they study in that level for 6 weeks, and then at the end of the 6 weeks they have a level up test, and hopefully then they go up to the next level. Another important point about our program is that students study for 20 hours a week. So they study for 5 hours a day, 4 days a week, and they have 1 day free. All right, and that's quite important because when you have 1 day free, then you can use that for working, or you can use that if you're just here as a visitor. Maybe you can use that for sightseeing or catching up with your friends or something like that. If they want to, students can still come to the school. You can still, on their day off, they can still join our workshops. They can still do their homework or use our computers and that sort of thing too. So I think those 2 points are very important about our general English program. Yeah. So like I said, every 6 weeks we have a level up test. So students don't have to wait too long to go up to the next level. And really the level up test really covers everything that students have been studying. So there'll be some reading, there'll be some grammar, there'll be some listening, there'll be some speaking as well. I guess probably the most important thing for students is to really come to class, don't miss too many classes, make sure you do your homework, and also make sure you mix with other students as well. So don't just stay in your own nationality mix with other students as well. So of course we do general English, but like I said before, we also do IELTS Advanced. We also do Cambridge First Certificate and Cambridge CAE as well. So those are some of our other programs. The main differences are, for example, with our general English program, students study 20 hours a week, but with the exam programs they study 22 hours a week. If they want to, they can also do 2 hours of exam practice on each Friday as well. Now that's the student's choice. They don't have to come if they want to, but it's there, so we recommend they do that. If they want to join First Certificate, usually it's a good idea to finish upper intermediate first and then study First Certificate. So the First Certificate course is 12 weeks, and usually if you've finished upper intermediate, then you have enough grammar and vocabulary to start the First Certificate course. So that's usually a good one. For Cambridge Advanced, Cambridge CAE, then generally we usually recommend that students have finished First Certificate and then studied Advanced General English, and then they do the program. So we don't recommend they study FCE and then do CAE. Usually it's better to have a break in there as well. And of course we also do IELTS as well. Now IELTS and Cambridge CAE is about the same level. So some of our students who graduate from IELTS, often they graduate with say 6.0, 6.5, sometimes 7.0 as well. Okay. Now, the other thing I'd mention too, for all of our programs, general English or exam programs, is that we also do free workshops every afternoon as well, and this is quite important, but I'll explain a little bit more as well. Okay. Well, I think with most Korean students, and maybe students from Japan and other countries in Asia too, I think you've usually studied a lot of English at school, so you've done a lot of grammar, you've done quite a lot of vocabulary, but probably it's your listening and speaking that probably needs the most practice. So one of the things we try to do at Inforum is that we want all students to speak English inside the school all the time. Okay? So for example, if you speak your own language and we hear you, then we usually give you a warning. But if we hear you speak your language a second time, then you have to go down a level for 1 week. Okay? Now, it's a little bit strict, but also it helps students to, it sort of encourages students to all speak English together, and then not just stay with your own nationality mix, so then you mix with other students from Brazil or Japan or France or Chile or wherever. So it really helps students to improve their English as well. So that's an important point, I think, for students, yeah.